Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Point Blank.
Yes.
Today we are going to address stereotypes of women in the workplace.
And we have 4 youthful and very three first. 3 youthful and very vocal guests. One guest is coming later.
Yeah, that's right.
And on my right here we have Angela, and then there's Karine.
And
welcome.
on my left, there's going to be someone here later. But first we have Derek, who is a Straits Times journalist.
Yes. Okay. Hi, Derek.
Okay, so before we get them to scream at each other, let's first have a look at this clip to find out what people on the ground think about this issue. Go clip.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
A woman at the pinnacle of power. This is a scenario that could have played out during the recent US election. But closer to home, how are Singaporean women faring at the workplace? Human resource experts say there are more opportunities for women to rise up the ranks here, and hence more females are becoming supervisors and entering the boardroom. According to a recent survey by Manpower Staffing Services involving 625 workers, it found 42% of male respondents believe men make better supervisors than women, while only 2% think women make better bosses. 25% of female respondents say men are better bosses, and only 10% think otherwise. So is this reflective of certain gender stereotypes that still exist in the workplace? Heard of any gender stereotypes about bosses, female bosses in the workplace?
Of course. You always hear that they're a little bit more difficult, a bit more nitpicky about things.
Contrast is always the male boss is more easygoing, while the female boss is more nitpicking. Is that?
Usually that's what you would hear, yes.
Does it bear out in your own personal experience?
So far, not really. It sort of goes both ways. It really depends on your interaction with your boss, I suppose.
都 OK 啦，我们这边的 manager 都是男的，比较随和啦。我觉得你老板比较严厉一点呢，然后老板好像比较容易沟通一点。
都是一样啦，是看你遇到哪一种的咯。我觉得男女都一样啦。
Guys don't really like to be under women, as it's always been the case. Yeah.
Maybe men would not want to have a female boss. Is that what you are saying?
Yes. Yes.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, they don't want to get bossed around because women have always been seen the weaker sex, but I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true, but the concept is still there. There are times of the month where women tend to be slightly more aggressive, more. So, guys all the while will be okay and stuff.
Unfortunately, men bosses try to make women like men. They want them to compete at the same kind of energy, same pace, do all the things that they expect of women. No, I think they need to be given their space. They need to be given that respect, because there's a different kind of an energy and value that they bring to the workplace. Not because they've got assets which our men don't have, but because they are intelligent in a different kind of way.
I think there are certain industries that women excel in while men excel in other industries.
Yes, definitely. Women, I feel, are more detailed. In their work, they're more detailed. They're more nurturing. That's why, a lot of women are teachers, social workers. I think women excel in that. Not to say that men are not. I mean, there are men who are social workers and very good ones at that. Things that come naturally to women, like nurturing, detailed administration. I think women are fantastic at that. And men tend to be more straightforward and firm. So, and of course, muscle. So they excel in other things like contract. A lot of contractors are male, like engineering. Yeah, so that. But I think in the science field, it might be different, more spread out. And engineering, I think women have the mind to be engineers, but it's just dominated by men.
I believe women are better accountants. I believe, men could disagree with me, and I mean not just because of the stereotype that they may not have a degree, but because of the fact that they naturally keep homes. And they're the ones managing homes. They are natural when it comes to resolving conflict. Women also bring a perspective of a certain level of kindness to the workplace. As I said, if they are in touch with their femininity.
I think women are not ambitious.
Like I said, I think women are not assertive and they don't speak out I think women need to speak out more. Because we're Asian doesn't mean we have to be quiet.
What do you think about women nowadays now as in their career? Is there improvement? Has there been progress made?
There have been, of course, there's no doubt about it. Women are just as ambitious. But I think what's really important for women to remember is never to forget that they are feminine and never to give up their femininity just because they've got to break the glass ceiling or try to compete with men. They are more powerful than men by just being feminine.
I read in the papers where some companies still fire women because of for their pregnancy during the period of the time, but I think things might change because Singapore is opening up, their society, our mindset are opening up, so hopefully it will be a better place for women to work at, because I believe women are as capable as men.
Okay, so
Wow.
ladies first. So is that something that you strongly disagree
Yes,
with?
we saw some
People on the
reactions
ground said?
when one of the guys said something, right?
Yeah, Corinne, maybe we'll start with you. Yeah.
Me, there was one respondent who commented something about a once a month time.
Yeah.
Women get a bit unreasonable or unexplainable or irrational. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think it's more like if the male staff doesn't understand what his boss wants, and then you blame it on the once a month syndrome. That's just a really lousy excuse.
Okay, what about Derek?
Really?
Do you think there's a certain degree of truth, in what they said about the once a month syndrome?
Yeah, I definitely do think that there is a certain degree of truth. It's a fact that I think that we can't run away from. But I think based on, I've seen women and the people that I've worked with have been able to actually control their emotions, and based on my experiences, I've actually never had any painful one, based on that kind of the reasoning that was given by the respondent, and I marvel these people. I think it doesn't you don't let the thing betray you, and when it comes to being professional at the workplace, I think it's necessary, and I think I really marvel these people.
Yeah. I think some people are commenting that PMS is no good because women get more aggressive during this period of time. But the thing is, there are people who also blame women for taking MC. Yeah, when they are having a pain, So do you think that's fair? To women? Yeah.
Okay. For me, it's definitely there would be times, all right, where I think MC such aspects will be necessary. Okay, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be seem like because of that you kind of fault them for not being able to attend work. But there are also a lot of other women, all right, who do not let this affect their working lifestyle.
Yeah,
I know, in fact, a lot who don't, and there are actually ways to actually curb it, right? Okay. So I think that is like a generalization, right? So there are, in fact, I also do see men, in fact, that actually get emotional at work.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think
different term, like we say temperamental for the men,
exactly.
And emotional for the women.
So I think to say that women has it once a month, I disagree. Okay, I think it's really how you actually control emotions, more likely, and not to bring it to work.
Okay. Yeah, not to let it affect you when you are at work, right?
That's
true.
Right.
But I do know that there are some comments that men say, oh, it's that time of the month. When you make that comment, just count your reaction.
Yeah. And we haven't introduced Dylan actually, right? Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think about it? What the people on the street said?
Well, one of the persons said that, for them to reach the top, it's very important for them not to forget that femininity part in them. And I totally agree because when I was on internship, I actually worked under a female boss.
Okay.
And she was rather like the stereotypical type of female boss, nitpicky, and then extremely emotional. Not extremely emotional, but temperamental at times. Okay. And yes, she controls it, but she's an alpha type A kind of woman, and it's really scary because I'm an intern, you see, so I have to do all her biddings and everything. I have to do her biddings, yes. Yes. And so, she'll make me go and buy her lunch for her, and then after that, when I buy her lunch for her, she'll say, "Thank you, you're such a lifesaver." Wow. She'll say all these type of things without really meaning it, and then it's
doing it worse, right? Making it worse, right?
Yeah, it's just making it worse, Yeah, that's the feeling that I get, and under such a female boss, you're really very careful not to provoke her because you do not know what what will happen next. Yeah, it's really kind of scary working.
So you feel like you're stepping on eggshells, is it?
Yes, it's like time bomb.
So you don't know when you will. Oh, really?
Because, I mean, sorry. I would imagine working under a man. It would be so much.
Really?
It's the stuff that women do that I think that is slightly roundabout.
Okay.
And then for me, I do not know how to walk around the edge as I negotiate my way around my interactions with her. Yeah.
I think Dylan could bring up all this because his company is now defunct.
What about the girls?
Yeah.
What about the girls? What do you think?
When you say like women do things in a roundabout way, what kind of roundabout way are you talking about?
Not straightforward.
Meaning they are not very straightforward with how they feel. They are not exactly frank, but then they will make sure you know it at the end of the day, you see. So before the end of the day comes, you'll be wondering what did she feel about the whole thing just now, and then it's like that, and then in the end you'll know that she's rather unhappy about it, you see, and then you'll know that you have done something wrong, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Do you think so? Do you really think that it's like that?
I think that it's more. I personally have come across male supervisors that are not straightforward.
Okay.
In fact, they go roundabout as well. Okay. So and I think that sometimes they do not get their point across as forthright as I thought they should. Okay, and they will ask you to do like things trying to get another point across. Okay. So it does get very confusing at times. And in fact, I have my female bosses are the ones that in fact they empathize with you, and they really know. They will tell you, okay, this should be done. They are in fact more systematic, right? So I think that it's really not about the genders now. Okay, it's really on the personality of the person and the working style of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not gender specific. Some characteristics.
On that level, I definitely agree. It always boils down to the individual.
Right.
But stereotypes exist because they are stereotypes. They're stereotypical characteristics.
Right.
And why female bosses tend to be so is because I actually see them happening before my very eyes, you see. Yeah, so I was just wondering, do you agree that for a female to rise to the top in this time and age nowadays, there are two paths divergent here. They can be a nurturing, empathizing boss like you said. Yeah, but they can be that type of stereotypical boss that
the dragon lady.
The dragon lady that remove that femininity part in them. And do you all think that's true to rise up to the top? Yeah. Or is it easier for women to rise to the top if they just remove that femininity side?
You think so? Do you think? Because that's what one of the I was interviewing the one of the guy, and he said that unfortunately people tend to expect the woman to be like more masculine or more
something
like
that you have to trade up, to climb up the corporate ladder.
But he actually disagrees. He says that actually women should not have to do that. Don't give up your femininity, your identity, your authenticity, just in order to be like a man.
Okay,
to
but
fight.
I think there is a problem because, like, say if I'm a female worker, I have a family, and then if I tell my boss that today I'm going to pick up my son at 7 p.m. and tomorrow I have to attend my daughter's concert at 8 p.m. So don't expect me to stay back late at work. I suppose that it's very hard for this female worker to be promoted because they will attach your maternity to as a weakness.
As a weakness, so it was seen as a weakness.
Would that be a problem? Is it something that you have witnessed in your workplace?
Yeah, totally agree.
Totally agree.
You have seen that happen to
definitely, right? I mean, if you're doing well in a workplace and a boss wants to promote you, he will want somebody that can spend more time, more commitment at work. Someone doesn't tell him, I've got to go to my family's gathering. My mom's birthday is tomorrow. My boyfriend's birthday is next week. Things like that. Like if you bring that up, then they get confused with, this person is not that focused on the work anymore. She's got other priorities in life. So let's leave her be and find someone else who's more committed. So straight away you find that you are at a disadvantage. Not because you can't deliver, but because you express that you have this kind of commitment. So Yeah, so you have to be careful not to share too much sometimes.
Okay.
So there is some career barriers for the women because of...
Yeah, there will always be. I think, especially depends on your boss. If your boss is a bachelor, like 40, he doesn't, he's not
have a life.
My boss is a bachelor, but I'm saying, like, for example, if your boss is like, it's like a workaholic, then it's just too bad for you because he expects you to put in long hours like he does. Be reachable on Sundays like he is. Yeah, so
Which
it really depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are men expected to have to have less family commitment in the workplace?
Derek?
In your experience, Derek?
No family commitments yet, lah.
No, definitely not. Well, okay, if you consider my parents. But I think perhaps, I think the stereotype is that men do not need to commit to their family so much as women. But I think, say maybe with the rise of more and more women going out to work and that kind of balance needs to be established at home, then there could be, I think, the trend where men do need to also go and pick up the kids while the women or the mom is at work. But personally, I don't think I have come across guys. Actually, most of the working environment that I've been in have been mainly female dominated. Because of the industry. So I guess the only male-dominated place that I really worked with was in the army. And I have had bosses who said, they need to go spend time with the kids, and good for them that they need to go and spend time with the kids.
So, no positive discrimination is at work,
no, not.
Because I'm just concerned about the guys. If they are expected to have less family commitment, would it be a drawback as well? Maybe for men who actually want to spend time with their family, right?
They'll be seen as feminine.
Feminine, and so no promotion for you.
You're scared of your wife being handpacked. That's why. Maybe there's also stereotypes of that. We could do a straw poll. Would you prefer to work for a male or a female boss?
It doesn't make a difference. Yeah, seriously, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, it's the personality that counts.
Preferably they're married.
It's a marital status that's important.
Preferably married.
Okay. What about Angela?
No difference either.
No difference. What about the guys?
Wow. I want to work under a male.
So you're Damon, you really prefer to work for a male boss?
Yes, I think it will be so much easier. That's just me. Sorry.
We'll see 1 year later.
Alright.
I have no preference either. I think it's really the personality, the credentials, and being able to lead a team. I think both men have got characteristics that are innate in them that enable them to be able to lead a team. But let's not forget also that women also have those innate abilities to be able to lead a pack. I think one of the respondents said that they bring up families, and I think if a certain industry requires perhaps more in that sense, in the area of being able to nurture, then I don't see why women should be restricted.
That's right. So we'll go for a breather now, and when we are back, we're going to have more discussion on stereotypes of women in the workplace.
Yes, see you.